Hey everyone, Rich Gasaway here, and I am so excited I can hardly contain myself because we have launched the pre-sales for my new Situational Awareness Matters Online Academy. I've been talking about the Academy on the podcast show now for a few weeks. Well, the time has come. We've started accepting pre-sales on the website yesterday, and I am so excited about this. The Academy is going to cover everything on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making from A to Z, everything in between, and nothing is being held back. Your department training officer can track participation of those who sign in, and there's going to be short quizzes to verify that knowledge is being transferred, and Academy graduates are going to receive a certificate authenticating that they have successfully completed the Academy. Now, the official launch for the Academy isn't till January, but we're offering a limited time to a limited number of departments a deeply discounted early bird pre-sale special price. If you want to get in from the beginning and get as much as a third off the regular price, now's the time to do it. Just visit the SA Matters website homepage and click on the green box on the right side of the homepage labeled Online Academy. Green box, right side of the homepage, Online Academy. It's really that simple now to bring this powerful training in-house for all your members. Today's episode is sponsored by Midwest Fire. For more than 20 years, Midwest Fire has been manufacturing high-quality tankers, tanker pumpers, and fire rescue vehicles in the United States and Canada. Keeping firefighters safe while enhancing their capabilities is what they do best. To learn more, go to MidwestFire.com.
Hey, it's Fire Chief Jerry Strike from the Andover Fire Department in Minnesota, and you're listening to the SA Matters radio show with Dr. Richard Gasaway. His mission is to help us see the bad things coming and time to avoid bad outcomes.
Hello and welcome to episode 131 of the Situational Awareness Matters radio show. I'm your host, Rich Gasaway. The purpose of this show is to improve situational awareness and decision-making for individuals and teams who work in high-risk, high-consequence environments. The SA Matters mission is simple: to help you see the bad things coming and time to avoid bad outcomes. I'm coming to you today from Great Falls, Montana, where I'm in town to deliver 2 programs for the Montana APCO Conference, which stands for the Association of Public Safety Communications Officials. The first program is called Do You See What I Hear? It's a situational awareness program for telecommunicators. The second program is going to be Leaders Toolbox, Best Practices for Leadership Success. One of the questions I get asked often by readers and listeners is, when are you coming to my area? I want to attend a program. Or, where are you going to be next? It's really easy to find out. There's a link of the upcoming events schedule right on the SA Matters homepage. Just go to the blue box, the blue one, on the right side of the homepage labeled Upcoming Events Schedule. If you're interested in hosting a Situational Awareness Matters Tour Stop program for 2017, now is the time to contact me. Just go to the homepage, click on the Contact Us tab, and we'll get something set up for you. Don't wait, because I'm actively booking the 2017 programs now. So just swing by the website and click the Contact Us tab. If you want to save some money, here's how you can do that. At a reduced cost, you can host a program. I schedule many what I call companion programs. These are programs on adjoining days to other programs. So if you see I'm delivering a program a couple hours from your department and you think you might want to tag along as a companion, contact me. You can save as much as 20% off the program cost by being a companion to an existing program. I do roughly 30 companion programs a year, and I've never had anyone complain to me yet about saving money by being a companion. That's what I call a win-win. In today's feature segment, I'm going to talk about managing the mental workload. And I'll conclude by discussing and offering some best practices to consider when you're trying to manage a heavy mental workload. Okay, I'm going to get right into the feature segment now, but when I'm done, stick around because I'm going to announce where the upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stops are, and we might get a chance to actually meet up. All right, the feature segment this week, Managing the Mental Workload. The research I've conducted on the neuroscience of situational awareness and high-risk decision-making has been fascinating and extremely enlightening to me. Over the past 11 years, it's been very rewarding to take the lessons of research and apply them for the benefit of first responders. For those who've attended one of my programs, you know these lessons are always shared in very friendly ways, avoiding all the heady terminology of brain science. One of the findings of my research led me to the conclusion that once a commander becomes overloaded and overwhelmed, managing the mental workload can become extremely difficult, and meltdowns are predictable. And much to my dismay, it is quite easy to overload and overwhelm someone when they're working in a stressful environment, like incident commanders do. Understanding what is happening. Simply because someone is paying attention in their environment, looking around, keeping their head on a swivel, actively listening, doesn't mean they understand the meaning of what is happening around them. They can see things they don't understand. And they can hear things they don't understand. The problem is we don't always realize that we're not understanding. However, it's your understanding of something that becomes your perception of reality. Your perception is your reality. And if it's flawed, you may not know any different until true reality replaces your flawed perception. Sometimes this happens in time to avoid bad outcomes, and sometimes it doesn't. In dynamically changing conditions, there's a lot of information to understand. Add stress and time compression, and it's easy to see how the brain can become overwhelmed trying to make sense of it all. Unfortunately, the brain has a limited capacity for how much information it can process at any one time. When information comes in faster than the brain can process it, the meaning of some of the information can be lost or misunderstood. When the incoming information is complex, it can slow down the brain's ability to process the meaning as well. As the processors get bogged down trying to assess the meaning of complex information, some of the new information may not get processed at all. In other words, it may not get comprehended. Speed and complexity. Rapid inputs combined with complexity can quickly seize up the brain's mental processors. Where incident scene conditions change slowly and the information is not complex, commanders may be able to manage the mental load without any bit of challenge. The faster the rate of change and the more complex the information, both visual and audible, the harder it can be for a commander to comprehend the meaning, sort out the conflicting information, and keep track of the facts. The shocking experiment. In 2014, I created a research experiment that I'm now running in all of my situational awareness programs. The purpose of the exercise is twofold. First, it serves as a powerful demonstration of how easy it is for someone to become overloaded and overwhelmed with information processing. This experiment takes just a few minutes to complete. The participants are given a task that involves visual processing of information and simultaneously audible processing of information, not unlike what we would experience at any emergency scene. The experiment tests the limits of short-term memory capacity and shows how vulnerable we are to forgetting the things that we see and the things that we hear. The experiment also tests a participant's ability to multitask. I explained to the participants that neurologically it's impossible to multitask the act of paying attention, but inevitably there are some doubters in the room. When the dust settles on the experiment, the results are always stunning and, quite frankly, a little disturbing. It seems as though the entire room has suffered a complete situational awareness meltdown. Keep in mind that this is done in a classroom where there is no stress, no loud noises, no flashing lights, no screams, no saws or fans running, no radio traffic to monitor, no personnel to account for, and yet the complete situational awareness meltdown predictably occurs. Suffice it to say, paying attention, understanding, and predicting future outcomes in dynamically changing environments is and can be extremely difficult. The solution to this problem might be one that's easier said than done, especially in the early moments of an incident when staffing can be sparse. So I want to acknowledge that some of the best practices that I'm about to offer may be challenging for some organizations to achieve. Nonetheless, here are some solid recommendations for managing the mental workload. First, prioritize the incoming information. Not all the inputs that you're taking in visually and audibly, not all of them, are critical. In fact, some of the incoming information just gets in the way of what you really need to be paying attention to and remembering. The good news is you can give thought to in advance of an emergency, in advance of what information is the critical information, what information is the most important information. You could even write that down and have it as a checklist. Here's the most important things I need to be prioritizing and remembering as I arrive at this particular type of emergency scene. Avoid distractions. This is easier said than done for sure. At emergency scenes, there's a lot of stimulation competing for your attention. Because of instinct, your brain has some primal tripwires that are designed to alert you to impending danger. Thus, something in your environment that is particularly loud or particularly bright or moving in your direction. In the early days, the cave dwellers were worried about saber-toothed tigers lunging at them, for example. This type of motion by a loud creature, brightly colored, captured their attention. Things like this can also capture your attention. Potential ADHD issues aside, emergency scenes are often a plethora of distractions. Keep your focus on the priority issues, especially those related to safety. Write stuff down. Again, depending on the environment and the task being performed, it may be difficult to write things down. However, if you are in a fixed command position, there is no reason not to journal the critical information. This is especially true about apparatus on the scene, crew sizes, location, tasks being performed, and progress being made or not made. If something goes awry suddenly and your stress gets elevated, your ability to remember and recall all that information could suffer immensely and contribute to a catastrophic meltdown. Repeat to remember. The more you repeat information to yourself, the better your recall of that information will be. This could entail repeating information in your head, or it can entail repeating radio traffic. As you repeat it back, you have to call it out of your memory. Say it, listen to it, and send it back into memory for processing again. This can help you to remember and recall better. Get some help. This is really important. I'm thoroughly convinced, based on my research and the research of countless others, and my evaluation of hundreds of casualty reports and my own lived experiences, that commanding a high-stress incident with multiple companies engaged in high-consequence activities requires the mental capacity of more than one person. It is not possible for one person to keep track of all the visual and audible information being processed. It's not possible. This is what the experiment discussed previously demonstrates so well. Hey, if you've experienced or witnessed a near miss and want to have a platform to share your lessons learned with others, contact me by visiting the SA Matters website and click on the Contact Us link on the top of the homepage. Think about it for a moment. The lessons learned from your near-miss event, discussed with me here in a very friendly way, could save the life of another first responder. Huh, that's powerful. If you want to share your experience, contact me. Okay, as I always do, I want to take a moment to thank the departments and organizations that have hosted some of the recent Situational Awareness Matters Tour Stop events. I do this to show my appreciation to the organizations who've put forth the time and effort to organize, advertise, and fund great training experiences for their members and others in their region. Your efforts to bring this valuable and powerful training on situational awareness to your department is greatly appreciated. The Wisconsin Fire Chiefs Education Association Conference in La Crosse, the International Association of Fire Chiefs Officer Development Program in Cincinnati, the Welcome Fire Department Program in Fairmont, Minnesota, the Sioux Falls Fire Department program and keynote for their recruit graduation class, the Howard Fire Department in Howard, South Dakota, and where I am now at the Montana APCO Conference in Great Falls, Montana. If you want to join a upcoming Situational Awareness Matters Tour Stop event on October 19th, I will be at Firehouse Expo in Nashville, Tennessee. October 28th at the North Dakota Hazmat Conference in Bismarck. October 30 and 31, the Miami Valley Risk Management Association. We added a second program date there. October 30th will be in Piqua, Ohio. October 31 in Centerville, Ohio. Again, sponsored by the Miami Valley Risk Management Association. November 8th at the Davenport Fire Department in Iowa. November 13th, the International Association of Fire Chiefs Volunteer in Combination Officer Section VCOS Symposium in the Sun in Clearwater Beach, Florida. November 17th, the International Association of Fire Chiefs Officer Development Program in Durham, North Carolina. And October 30th through December 4th, the Scott Township Fire Department in Evansville, Indiana is hosting a 5-day Company Officer Development Institute. This one runs Wednesday, Thursday, Friday evenings, and then Saturday, Sunday. Predominantly volunteer departments, so we're accommodating them with evenings and weekend. Thanks so much to all the program hosts, and here's hoping there'll be a tour stop near you and we'll get a chance to meet up. While delivering situational awareness programs in southwest Minnesota earlier this year, I had an opportunity to stop by and visit my awesome sponsor, Midwest Fire. They make all poly bodies on fire apparatus, and it's changing the industry. I'm telling you, changing the industry. You seriously need to check them out at MidwestFire.com. All poly, that's a plastic body on a fire truck. Not only does it weigh less, but it is much more durable. And you think plastic more durable than steel or aluminum? Yeah. I was down at their shop, and they had a piece of this poly that they had shot with a .38 caliber pistol on a range, and it didn't even penetrate. It deflected or reflected off of the plastic, off the poly. It's that durable. They've taken pieces of this that are molded at 90-degree angles and pushed it flat using a front-end loader, and then drove the loader off of it, and it springs back into shape. I mean, I've seen it. It's incredible. Anyhow, while I was there, I got a chance to sit down and talk to some of their employees about what separates Midwest Fire from their competitors. And here I got a chance to ask Account Executive Dalton Lingbeck about the various types of apparatus that they build. Let's listen in. Okay, Dalton, tankers and tanker pumpers. That seems to be the game for Midwest Fire. I see, even as I'm here at the factory, I see a number of tankers and tanker pumpers. But do you build anything else? Are you basically just a two-product company, or do you have other types of trucks that you're building for customers?
We do in fact build a lot of tankers and tanker pumpers. They are our bread and butter. We love building them, and they're a great product for us. But in fact, we do not only build tankers and tanker pumpers. We try and fill the whole department. So if anyone needs to replace their fleet, we can do it. We do a lot of roll pumpers. We're starting to do more and more of those. We don't really trend towards more of the major metropolitan cities with pumpers. We leave that up to the guys that have been doing it for a long time. We take care of our customer base, which are volunteer firefighters, rural firefighters, and we provide them with the rural pumpers. We also do quick attacks. We do a lot of rescue quick attacks, mini pumpers, not necessarily the PTO mini pumpers, but we do portable pumps on these things. So essentially it's a lot of rescue tools. It's on an F550. It's got a rescue style body, but we call them quick attacks. And then finally we do brush trucks. And brush trucks we love doing these because these things are one of the coolest trucks and coolest firefighting pieces of equipment on the face of this earth. We've been doing a lot of those. We've started doing brush trucks around 2.5 years ago, and we have been building roughly 10 to 15 a year, and we're increasing that by the day. It's a really cool thing, and you'll be seeing a lot more Midwest Fire brush trucks in the future.
So if somebody wanted to see what these trucks look like, are there pictures on the website or a gallery, or is there someplace they can go to put their eyeballs on what we're talking about here?
Yeah, definitely. We have many areas where you can see the pictures. We have a Twitter account. We do a lot of delivery pictures and just pictures in general on our Facebook. That's a huge place for people to go see us. But the biggest part is our website. We do have a deliveries tab, and you can see all recent deliveries on our website from the day they were delivered all the way back to how many ever years ago.
Yeah, nice. So if you want to learn more about the types of apparatus that Midwest Fire is building, tankers, tanker pumpers, quick attack pumpers, brush trucks, rural apparatus, visit them at midwestfire.com and see how they can help you. Thank you, Midwest Fire President Sarah Atchison and all your staff for your awesome commitment to improving first responders' safety. I sincerely appreciate your support of my mission. If you're interested in seeing all the locations for the upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stops, just head over to the website and click on the blue box on the right side that says Upcoming Events Schedule. The schedule is always changing, so check back often. I have a favor to ask. If you've been listening to the podcast for a while and you like it, help me out by going over to iTunes or Stitcher Radio and giving it a rating and a review. That would really inspire me to work harder for you. There have been over 150,000 downloads of the podcast episodes. So if you're liking it, subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, then tell somebody else that you know that might benefit from the show and ask them to subscribe. Your feedback really is important to me. So thank you for giving me some mutual aid and helping me out with that. If you're not a member of the SA Matters community of learners yet, there are several ways we can get connected. First, you can just join and become a member. There are over 5,000 members sharing ideas about how to improve situational awareness. Membership is free. When you sign up, you'll get a special report that I've created for the new members, 25 best practices for improving first responder safety. It's a free report. It's a free membership. When you join, you're going to get a weekly email from me that's a newsletter, short and sweet. It'll contain a summary of that week's blog article and a summary of that week's podcast. You can just click through on those links and read the article or listen to the podcast. It's just a way for us just to stay in touch and let you know that situational awareness is important, even though your life gets busy with things. If you're not a member yet, head over to the SA Matters website. Click on the red box on the right side of the homepage, the red box that says free membership. If you want to get connected with me on social media, you can follow @RichGasaway or @SA_Matters on Twitter. The SA Matters Twitter community is about 17,000 strong. Thank you for that. On LinkedIn, you can find me by searching Rich Gasaway on LinkedIn. If you want to watch some videos, I have a YouTube channel. You can watch YouTube channel videos on the SA Matters TV YouTube channel. You might be wondering now, why so many platforms? Really, Rich, why so many? You got a blog, you got a podcast, you got Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, now an online academy, live events, books, videos. It's because I know that not everyone consumes their content the same way on the same platform. And I'm just trying to reach you on whatever platform you prefer to get it on the most. That's all. Well, that's it. Episode 131 is complete. Thank you to our podcast sponsor, Midwest Fire. Thank you to all the live event hosts. And thank you, our listeners, for sharing some of your valuable time with me today. I really appreciate your support of the SA Matters mission. Again, if you're interested in learning more about the newly launching online academy, And the early bird specials, go to the home page, click on the green box on the right side of the home page that says Online Academy. Be safe out there, and may the peace of the Lord and strong situational awareness be with you always.
You've been listening to the Situational Awareness Matters radio show with Dr. Richard B. Gassaway. If you are interested in learning more about situational awareness, human factors, and decision-making under stress, visit samatters.com. If you are interested in booking Dr. Gassaway for an upcoming event, visit his personal website at richgassaway.com.